Welcome to Albania. What if I told you that beaches better than the Maldives and a canyon rivaling the Grand Canyon exist in the same country? Welcome to Albania, one of Europe's most overlooked gems. Once you see what it's hiding, you'll wonder why it's not already on your list. From waterfall-fed valleys and medieval castles to beaches that outshine the tourist traps, Albania offers everything without the crowds. Here are some amazing facts about Albania. Stay tuned until the end, because we'll visit a village with two sides. One you'll find on the map, and another that's hidden, waiting to be discovered. Let's dive into some fun facts about Albania. Did you know that Albania is filled with bunkers? There are around 173,000 of them scattered across the country. And here's another surprise. Albania is one of the few European countries without a single McDonald's, proving that fast food hasn't conquered every corner of Europe just yet. If you think gestures are universal, think again. Albanians nod to say no and shake their heads side to side to mean yes, flipping expectations upside down. The language spoken here, Albanian, is unlike any other. It's ancient, unique, and stands alone as a branch of the Indo-European family tree. Albania also has a notably young population, with a large part of its citizens under 30, bringing fresh energy to this ancient land. Outdoors enthusiasts will find paradise here too, with around 300 sunny days a year, rivaling some of the Mediterranean's favorite holiday spots. Nature lovers can also discover rare wildlife, such as the elusive Balkan lynx, with fewer than 40 of them remaining in the wild. Despite its complicated history, Albania today boasts one of Europe's lowest violent crime rates, making it not only fascinating but also wonderfully welcoming and safe for travelers. Now that you've had a taste of what Albania has to offer, you just have to take a look at the most beautiful places in it. Samil Islands is considered one of the most beautiful beach destinations in Europe, but it was hidden from the world for decades. Located in southern Albania, near the town of Saranda, there's a small village called Samil with a big reputation, and the reason for that is quite surprising. Just a few hundred meters offshore are the 4 tiny, uninhabited islands that give this beach town its name. The islands float in some of the clearest, shallowest waters you'll ever see, with visibility reaching over 20 meters on a clear day. The sand is soft and white, the sea is calm, and on the horizon you can spot the Greek island of Corfu. You can rent a paddle boat or kayak to head out to the islands, or if you're feeling bold, you could swim the 200 meters across. Would you try it? The islands themselves are strictly protected, with no buildings allowed, which helps preserve their untouched natural beauty. Back in the village, things are simple and laid back. Ksamil only has around 3,000 residents, but in the summer, it bursts with visitors chasing that secret beach vibe. And here's the best part. Even with views like this, it's still much cheaper than most Mediterranean hotspots. No mega resorts, no tourist traps, just family-run guest houses, seafood spots, and relaxed beach bars. So why haven't you heard about Ksamil sooner? Here's the twist. During Albania's communist era, this entire coastline was off-limits to foreigners. Tourists weren't allowed here, and locals couldn't leave. Now it's being called the Maldives of Europe, and once you visit, you'll understand exactly why. Osumi Canyons. What if one of Europe's most stunning canyons wasn't just beautiful, but also considered sacred? Hidden deep within southern central Albania, near the town of Sorovod, lies a massive gorge, often referred to as the Grand Canyon of Albania. But unlike the dry, dusty landscapes you might expect, this canyon is lush, green, and alive. Stretching over 26 kilometers, the canyon was carved by the Osami River over millions of years. Its towering walls rise as high as 80 meters, and in some places, the cliffs are so close together that the only way to navigate through them is by floating. Can you imagine drifting through such a narrow, untouched passage, feeling like you've discovered nature's hidden corridor? In the spring, as the mountain snow melts, the water level rises, turning the canyon into a world-class rafting destination. By summer, the water's calm, allowing visitors to walk or swim through the narrow passages, surrounded by walls, adorned with vibrant moss and hanging plants. Some sections of the canyon are so narrow, it feels as if nature has sliced them open with a blade. Sunlight filters in from above, casting surreal reflections on the water below. As you venture deeper into the canyon, you'll find the cathedral, a naturally carved chamber that looks like something straight out of a fantasy film. But the real surprise lies in the canyon's history. Locals believe certain parts of the canyon hold sacred water, used in ancient rituals and traditions. It's even said that 12th century dervishes once meditated in these hidden corners, seeking peace and solitude. For the adventurous, some tours even offer the chance to jump off cliffs into natural pools, with guides, of course. Despite its awe-inspiring beauty, the Asumi Canyons remain under the radar. Free from the crowds and over-commercialized tourism, here, nature stands undisturbed, raw, and perhaps even a little bit magical. Would you dare to explore it? Berat. Imagine a town where the houses seem to be watching you. It might sound strange, but once you see Berat, it will all make perfect sense. Located in central Albania, along the banks of the Osum River, it is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the country. Its streets are rich with layers of history, from Ottoman roofs to Byzantine churches and Albanian stonework, all intertwined to form an incredibly photogenic hillside. How often do you walk through a city that feels more like a living museum than just a tourist stop? Berat is made up of 3 historic neighborhoods: Mangalum, Gera, and Kolas. Mangalum and Gera are on opposite sides of the river, connected by an 18th century stone bridge that is still in use today. As you climb higher, you reach Kolas, the castle quarter, where people still live inside the walls of a fortress dating back to the 4th century BC. At golden hour, The light here is unreal. The entire town glows, and its people, warm and proud, tied to tradition, give the place a quiet power. But there's something else about Berat that lingers. As you walk through its streets, you start to feel like you're being watched. And it's not just in your head. The hillside homes, especially in Mangalum, have so many windows stacked across their facades that it truly feels like the buildings are watching you. That's why it's called the City of 1,000 Windows. And once you've stood in its shadow, you'll never forget that view. Theth National Park, nestled in the heart of the Albanian Alps, is now a haven for hikers and nature enthusiasts. But not long ago, it was known for something far darker. Stretching across 2,600 hectares of pristine alpine terrain, Theth is surrounded by towering peaks that rise over 2,500 meters above sea level. The village sits at around 850 meters, cradled by these majestic mountains, creating a landscape where dense forests, icy rivers, and hidden waterfalls seem straight out of a fairy tale. In autumn, the valley is bathed in golden hues, while in spring, the melting snow feeds the powerful Grunis waterfall. This 30-meter drop cascades into a narrow gorge, surrounded by steep cliffs and moss-covered rocks, creating one of Albania's most iconic sights. The sound of the water crashing echoes through the canyon, as if nature itself is putting on a show. Getting close to this waterfall feels like stepping into a secret carved by the hands of time. Then, there's the blue eye of Theth, a glowing turquoise spring deep within the forest. Its water, even in the heat of summer, remains icy cold. The Shala River winds its way through the valley like a silver ribbon, perfect for slow walks, refreshing dips, or simply basking in the serenity of the natural world. The only sounds here are the wind and the rush of water, offering a rare opportunity for quiet reflection. But Theth is more than just a park. The village, with its stone houses, wooden fences, and long-held traditions, is a living piece of history. By the iconic tiny mountain church, stories are shared around the fireplace, keeping alive the spirit of a community rooted in the past. However, not everything in Theth is as it seems. At the edge of the village stands Kula in Aujimit, a lock-in tower that once sheltered men involved in blood feuds. Families lived with their windows shuttered, awaiting revenge that could stretch on for years. To some, it was a place of safety. To others, a prison with no sentence. Today, death may seem peaceful, but the echoes of its darker past still resonate in the stones of the village. Gjirokasta, one of Albania's most beautiful cities, holds a unique place in history, home to two of the country's most powerful and controversial figures. Nestled in the hills of southern Albania, not far from the Greek border, Gjirokasta is known as the Stone City. Everything here, from the rooftops to the roads, seems to have been carved to endure forever. The town is built into a steep hillside, giving it a dramatic layered appearance. Some homes are literally embedded in the rock, while stone staircases rise and fall with the terrain, as if the town is alive, breathing with every step. Gjirokasta is one of the best-preserved Ottoman towns in the Balkans, famous for its multi-story stone houses, wooden balconies, and slate-grey rooftops. The streets are so narrow and steep that cars can't navigate them. You explore Gjirokasta on foot, carefully stepping through its winding paths. It's a place that feels frozen in time, yet pulsing with an undercurrent of tension. Overlooking the town is Gjirokasta Castle, one of the largest in the Balkans, perched high above with sweeping views of the surrounding landscape. Parts of the castle date back to the 12th century, but the Ottomans expanded it into a massive fortress. Inside, you'll find a military museum, an old prison, and even a captured US Air Force plane from the Cold War. Locals whisper about secret tunnels still hidden beneath the castle, adding to the city's air of mystery. But Gjirokasta's history goes beyond its stone walls and architecture. It's the birthplace of Albania's most famous writer, Ismail Kadare, and the hometown of Enver Hoxha, the former communist dictator. On a misty day, when the clouds wrap around the rooftops, Gjirokasta doesn't just feel old. It feels as though it remembers everything that has come before. Pogradec, one of Albania's most peaceful towns, sits on a lake shared with another country. What many people don't realize is who's on the other side of the lake. This is Pogradec, a calm lakeside town in southeastern Albania, located on the western shore of Lake Ohrid. The town has a laid-back, small city vibe that feels more like a retreat than a tourist destination. Lake Ohrid itself is one of the oldest inhabited lakes in Europe, with crystal-clear waters that often reflect the surrounding mountains like a mirror. Locals swim, boat, and lounge along the shore, living life at a slower pace. But did you know this peaceful water hides ancient species found nowhere else on Earth? The famous trout has lived here for thousands of years, and the lake has a kind of silence that feels almost sacred. Pogradec also carries a quiet cultural weight. It is the birthplace of Lasash Porade, one of Albania's most beloved poets, whose work was inspired by this lake, this light, and this stillness. The mild, fresh climate makes it a perfect summer escape, especially compared to the hotter coastal towns. Even today, it remains largely off the radar for most international tourists. So, who's on the other side of the lake? It's North Macedonia, where the lake receives more attention, more tourists, and more buzz. But that's what makes Pogradec so special. It doesn't compete. It doesn't try to impress. It just exists, calm, unfiltered, and unforgettable. Shkodër, one of Albania's oldest cities, sits on a legend so tragic that its echoes still resonate through the walls of its ancient fortress. The story begins with a woman named Rosafa. Located in northern Albania, near the shores of Lake Shkodër, the largest lake in southern Europe, this city boasts over 2,400 years of history. Today, Shkodër is alive and vibrant, exuding Mediterranean charm. It's even known as the bicycle capital of Albania. With some neighborhoods where bikes outnumber cars, the rhythm of the city rolls on two wheels, a testament to its laid-back yet lively spirit. Just outside of town, perched on a hill above the meeting point of three rivers, the Drin, Buona, and Kir, stands the iconic Rosafa Castle. While the castle's roots trace back to the Illyrian period, around the 4th century BC, it is the legend woven into its very walls that captivates all who visit. According to the myth, the castle's walls kept crumbling until a human sacrifice was made. Rosafa, the wife of one of the builders, volunteered to be sealed into the castle's walls, as long as a hole was left so she could continue nursing her baby. Her story, a tale of sacrifice, strength, and resilience, has been passed down through generations. Standing on the ramparts today, gazing out over the tranquil lake, the surrounding mountains, and the city below, you can feel the weight of this legend in the air. Locals swear there's something different about it, and indeed there is. The pride, independence, and deep sense of identity here go far beyond the castle's foundations. Shkodër also serves as a gateway to the Albanian Alps, but don't rush through it. Here, every corner tells a story, and each legend is rooted in a truth you can feel in the city's soul. Durmi, one of Albania's most beautiful and hidden gems, isn't even marked on the road. In this town, some of the coastline remains hidden, waiting for those who venture off the beaten path. Located along the Albanian Riviera between Vlora and Saranda, Durmi offers a unique blend of contrasts: mountain paths, ancient stone houses, and the fresh scent of sea air mixing in unexpected ways. Sitting atop the slopes of the Serranian Mountains, the old village features red-tiled roofs, narrow alleys, and the fragrant aroma of wild herbs filling the air. It's the kind of place where everything slows down, and that's precisely its appeal. As you head downhill, the view completely changes. Durmi Beach, adored by locals and visitors alike, greets you with its smooth white pebbles, pristine blue-green waters, and beach bars tucked between rugged rock formations. Just a short distance away, you'll find Drim's Beach with its unique split shoreline. But the real hidden treasure is Japa Beach, an untouched cove at the end of a canyon. Accessible only by foot or boat, this secluded spot has no road signs or crowds, just a trail leading through a cliff to the sea, waiting at the end. Would you dare to hike 30 minutes just to discover a beach that most people will never find? Despite all its beauty, Durmi remains internationally underrated. Maybe that's why the sunsets here are so much more captivating. The Ionian Sea, glowing orange, with the only sounds being the tide and the clinking of glasses from nearby beach bars. Voskopoja, a village that feels like it's in the middle of nowhere, yet once stood at the heart of everything. Located in southeastern Albania, near the city of Korça, Voskopoja is nestled in the Morava Mountains at about 1,100 meters above sea level. Surrounded by lush forests and alpine meadows, it's the perfect place to escape for tranquility, nature walks, and cozy moments by a fireplace. At first glance, Voskopoja seems like a quiet, unassuming village with a modest population, traditional homes, and cobbled streets. It's the kind of place you would think has been forgotten by time. But what if I told you this village, once forgotten, once shaped the course of history? In the 18th century, Voskopoja was one of the most advanced towns in the Balkans. It was a major center for Orthodox Christianity, education, and the arts. The village was home to schools, printing presses, and 24 churches. For a time, this mountain town was a cultural hub, drawing thinkers, artists, and scholars from across the region. So, how does a place like that end up forgotten? Over time, invasions and wars ravaged the area, destroying many of its churches and forcing people to flee. Yet, a few remain, stone-built, silent, and filled with frescoes and wooden iconostasis preserved in the hills like forgotten time capsules. Today, Voskopoja feels like it's off the beaten path. It's a favorite weekend retreat for locals from Korça, yet still largely undiscovered by international travelers. The guest houses serve homemade food, the air smells of pine, and the silence here is the kind you can truly lose yourself in. Though it may look like the middle of nowhere now, Voskopoja once shaped the spirit of an entire region, and the echoes of that rich history still linger, waiting to be rediscovered. Valbona Valley is one of Albania's most stunning landscapes, located in the north of the country near the borders of Kosovo and Montenegro, a place no traveler will ever forget. They call it the mountains, but the reason for the name is not what you might expect. In the heart of the Albanian Alps, Valbona Valley National Park stretches across 8,000 hectares, or about 80 kilometers, of protected alpine wilderness, where everything feels raw, untouched, and vast. The valley is surrounded by towering peaks, many reaching over 2,000 meters high, with a turquoise river cutting through the valley like a ribbon of glacier melt. The sky here shifts rapidly, from bright blue to stormy gray in just minutes, adding an element of mystery and beauty to the landscape. Valbona is also the starting point for the famous Valbona to Theth Trail, one of the most scenic hikes in the Balkans. The trail varies from easy riverside walks to challenging alpine climbs. In many parts, there is no cell service, no signs, just the pure wilderness. Life in Valbona is simple yet profound, with trout from the river and homemade cheese and dairy straight from the farm. Behind every meal and every smile is a blend of Catholic and Muslim traditions that shape the daily life of the locals. The name Valbona comes from stories passed down through generations, legends of ancient isolation, danger, and survival. But today, the only curse here is how hard it is to leave. Valbona may sit in the heart of rugged mountains, but what you'll find here is nothing short of a blessing. Kruge, at first glance, might seem like just another quiet mountain town, but there's a reason it's etched into the memory of every Albanian, and it's not what you'd expect. Nestled in central Albania, about 30 kilometers north of Tirana, Kruge is built into a steep mountainside. From here, wide views stretch across the plains all the way to the Adriatic Sea. The town's streets are lined with stone walls and wooden balconies, winding their way up towards something much more significant than it appears. At its base lies one of the oldest and most authentic bazaars in the country. Cobblestone alleys are filled with hand-woven rugs, copperwork, and folk art that carry the spirit of the Ottoman past. It's not just a place to shop, it's a living timeline, where the past feels just a touch away. Above it all stands Kruge Castle, perched on a rocky cliff. Originally built in the 5th or 6th century, it was later expanded into a fortress of resistance. From its towers, you can see mountains, forests, and the shimmer of the coastline in the distance. And here's the truth. Kruge is the birthplace of Albania's national hero, Skanderbeg. It was from this very fortress that he led his rebellion against the Ottoman Empire, holding the line for 25 years and becoming a symbol of unity and strength for generations to come. This is why Kruge is known as the heart of Albanian resistance. This is why it matters. Saranda might look like just another sunny beach town at first glance, but beneath its modern vibe lies something ancient. Located in southern Albania, along the edge of the Ionian Sea, Saranda is one of the most visited destinations on the Albanian Riviera. With a Mediterranean climate, stunning views of the Greek island of Corfu, and a summer season that never slows down, it's easy to see why this place attracts so many visitors. The city's beachfront promenade is lined with cafes, bars, and restaurants, blending urban energy with coastal serenity. Nearby beaches like Mira Beach, Paskarat, and Monastery Beach offer perfect spots to swim, unwind, and watch the sun dip into the sea. But how many beach towns can say they have Roman names and ancient ruins just behind the sunbeds? Sarandi, once known as Apolis, was a bustling port city during Greek and Roman rule. Today, you can still find remnants of its past, including the ruins of a Jewish synagogue complex. Just outside the city, the incredible Butrint ruins, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, show layers of history built one upon the other. This area has seen Greek, Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman influence, yet it retains a unique blend of Albanian and Greek cultural roots, reflected in its architecture, cuisine, and daily life. Though Saranda may be livelier and more social than some of Albania's quieter beach towns, it's far more than just sun and sea. It's a place where ancient history and modern life coexist, seamlessly stacked on top of each other. Chiparo is a hidden gem on the Albanian Riviera, a village that doesn't just have one side, but two. At first glance, it appears as a peaceful coastal village with its clear, shallow sea, soft pebbles, and hardly a crowd in sight. But a closer look reveals that Chiparo is split in two, a lower village by the water and an upper village perched above it. Down by the water, life is easy and open, while above, it's all memory and silence. No matter which side you're on, the sunsets wrap it all in gold. Even among Albanians, Chiparo still feels like a secret. But for those who take the time to look beyond the shoreline, it becomes something deeper than just a stop on the map, a tranquil, unforgettable experience. Tirana, The capital and largest city of Albania lies at the heart of the country. It became the capital in 1920, and for decades was shaped by strict control, marked by grey utilitarian buildings designed more for function than beauty. But today, it's an entirely different story. The city pulses with energy, its streets full of colourful buildings, open-air cafes, vibrant public art, and nightlife that stretches until the break of dawn. Tirana now merges traditional markets with trendy rooftop bars, rich history with striking street murals. The atmosphere is young, lively, and impossible to categorize. At the heart of it all is Skanderbeg Square, named after Albania's national hero. The square is surrounded by some of the city's most iconic landmarks: the Ehembe Mosque, the Clock Tower, the National History Museum, and the Opera House. But how do you build a future on a past you can't simply erase? All over Tirana, remnants of history remain. Concrete buildings, socialist-era mosaics, and hundreds of Cold War bunkers. Yet, instead of demolishing them, Tirana did something more unexpected. It painted over them. The grey facades became vibrant murals, concrete blocks burst with colour. Even Cold War bunkers were repurposed into creative spaces, such as bunk art, an underground museum where history and artistry coexist. Permet is a town that doesn't try to impress you, yet somehow leaves a lasting mark. Located in southeastern Albania, in the picturesque Vjosa River Valley, it's often referred to as the City of Roses, surrounded by mountains, rivers, and canyons. The atmosphere here is slower, softer, and more about feeling than sight. The town is known for its natural beauty, quiet streets, and a type of local hospitality that feels untouched by time. You won't find crowds or chaos, just homemade food, strong coffee, and people who still greet you as a guest, not a customer. Just outside the town are the Benja thermal baths, natural hot springs nestled near Langar Canyon, crossed by an old Ottoman stone bridge. The water is warm, slightly mineral-rich, and believed to have healing properties. Nearby flows the Vjosa River, one of Europe's last wild rivers. You can raft it, hike beside it, or simply sit near it, letting the sound of the current draw you into the moment. Permet isn't about what you see, it's about how you feel, and that's why people remember it. Porto Palermo Castle, locally known as Kalahar Aorto Palmos, is situated between the villages of Himare and Kaper in Vlore County, Albania. The castle rests on a small island within Porto Palermo Bay, around 45 kilometers from the town of Sanda. It is connected to the mainland by a narrow land bridge, making it accessible to visitors. While the castle is traditionally attributed to Ali Pasha of Yanina and is believed to have been constructed in 1804, some accounts suggest it may have been a reconstruction of an older fort, possibly of Venetian origin. According to legend, French engineers helped build the fortress but were killed by Ali Pasha upon its completion. The castle is designed in a triangular shape, with prominent bastions at each of its corners. It once housed a garrison and even had a prison located in its northeastern bastion. The castle remained in use during World War II and continued to serve throughout Albania's communist period, adding layers of history to its already rich legacy. Syri e Cyclopit, also known as the Trail of the Cyclops, is a hidden gem located about 4 kilometers beneath Kraba, in the village of Skuta, nestled within the Ursun River Valley. This stunning natural site spans approximately 20 meters in width and 120 meters in depth, situated within the Karaba Gorge. At the bottom of the gorge lies a small chasm, home to a striking emerald lake. Legend has it that this is the very place where a mythical beast met its end, leaving behind a heart-shaped pool in the lake. This remarkable site offers a glimpse into both natural beauty and folklore, making it a must-see for those seeking adventure and mystery in the heart of the Ursun River Valley. The Blue Eye, or Siri Colta, is a breathtaking freshwater spring located near the coastal town of Saranda in Albania. This stunning natural wonder is famous for its remarkably clear blue waters and the picturesque setting surrounded by rolling hills and lush vegetation. The spring's name, the Blue Eye, reflects its striking appearance, where the intense blue water forms a large, eye-like shape, creating a captivating visual effect. With a remarkable depth of over 50 meters and an impressive water flow rate of 18,400 liters per second, the blue eye stands as one of Albania's most extraordinary natural phenomena. What makes this spring truly unique is its color pattern. Beneath the tranquil surface of the turquoise waters lies a deep sapphire blue hole, which contrasts beautifully with the lighter shades above. This rare and stunning color scheme is more commonly seen in saltwater springs, making the blue eye an exceptional natural spectacle. Its crystal-clear waters and dramatic visual effects make it a must-visit destination for nature lovers and photographers alike. Ujevara Epeshturis waterfall offers an adventure rich in natural splendor. This hidden gem, nestled within the highlands of Telena, reveals a breathtaking scene that has captivated artists and nature lovers alike. Edward Lee, known for his exquisite watercolors, found inspiration in these landscapes, and it's easy to see why. Once you embark on this trek, the journey to reach Peshtura waterfall is a rewarding experience in itself. It requires navigating through an enchanting environment filled with diverse flora and dramatic vistas. As you ascend through the varied terrain, you'll be surrounded by the beauty of the Telena Highlands, where the interplay of light and shadow creates a mesmerizing atmosphere. The sight of Peshtura waterfall, with its sparkling waters plunging into a serene pool below, is a testament to nature's artistry and grandeur. This natural wonder is not just a destination, but a reminder of the untamed beauty that exists beyond the well-trodden paths. Petrella Castle is a stunning medieval fortress, nestled in the hills just 12 kilometers from Tirana. This charming location provides an authentic retreat, offering breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. Originally built in the 6th century AD, the castle was later rebuilt in the 15th century during the era of Skanderbeg's resistance against the Ottomans. It was managed by his sister, Mamika Castriotti. The castle commands impressive views of the Ursun Valley, the surrounding hills, olive groves, and nearby mountains, standing 329 meters above sea level. Known as a favorite spot among locals, Petrella Castle offers a peaceful natural escape from the city. Its historical significance and scenic beauty make it a notable attraction for those seeking to experience both culture and nature. Kamani Lake, nestled in the Albanian Alps, offers breathtaking views ranging from 176 meters to 2,694 meters above sea level. The lake provides a unique vantage point for over 70 mountain peaks that rise above 2,000 meters in elevation. Created in 1979 with the construction of the Kamani hydroelectric dam, this stunning artificial reservoir has become a symbol of both natural beauty and human engineering. The Kamani Dam holds a total volume of approximately 500 million cubic meters of water, making it one of Europe's most notable engineering feats. Bavilla Lake, a serene haven just minutes away from the vibrant heart of Tirana, Albania, is a hidden gem perfect for those seeking a scenic retreat. With its tranquil waters and a variety of outdoor adventures, this is the getaway you never knew you were missing. The area surrounding Bavilla Lake is nothing short of breathtaking, with highlights like the Bavilla Waterfall, the dramatic gorge, and the rugged cliffs. It's a favorite spot for adventure enthusiasts. Visitors flock here to hike and rock climb in this unique and stunning terrain. Whether you're seeking a weekend escape to breathe in fresh air or simply want to soak in the spectacular landscape, Bavilla Lake is an absolute must-visit destination. Livati Beach, located in the Himara municipality, is a spacious and scenic destination. Although it is a bit far from the modern town, it sits just below the historic Himara Castle, offering a tranquil retreat. Known for its pristine sand and breathtaking surroundings, Livati Beach is a favorite among both locals and tourists. Nestled within a bay, the beach offers stunning views of the lush green hills, with Himara Castle perched on top of one of them, stretching along the Ionian Sea. The beach's white sand is encircled by verdant hills, creating a serene and peaceful atmosphere. Livadi Beach is perfect for a variety of activities. Whether you're looking to swim, sunbathe, or enjoy a leisurely walk along the shore, this beach caters to all, making it an ideal spot for relaxation and recreation.